Welcome back to our 2-Minute Tuesdays with Trish and Pastor Dave.
2 minute two.
All right, we have a question.
Yay.
What's new, right?
Well, I mean, it would be an awfully boring 2 minutes without them.
All right, here we are. Do you believe that only a certain number of people are getting into heaven? As a kid, I was taught about the narrow gate and all that. They told us that only some of us were getting in and none of the rest of the fallen world. That's from Kieran.
Yeah, that's really common. And look, we're referencing Matthew 7 there, and the narrow gate leads to whatever, goodness, and the wide gate leads to destruction, Jesus says, which is accurate. I mean, if you look at the number of things in the world that are flawed or imperfect or will perish, that's like everything, right? The world is broken. We know this. And it's really hard amidst the cornucopia of all these things that are wrong to see something that's good sometimes. We've all experienced that, right? But here's the thing. The Bible does not definitively say that only a certain number of people will find the goodness, or rather that the goodness will find them. Think of a gate, as we often say as well. You know, look, the gate may be narrow, but how many people can fit through a narrow gate? How many people can fit through the turnstiles onto a subway or into an arena? You know what? A whole bunch of people. In fact, everybody who wants to can go through that narrow gate.
Yeah.
Just because it's narrow doesn't mean it's limited. It just means it's harder to discern, not as obvious. We absolutely need to look at the world and see those narrow gate things, the love, joy, spirit, faith, all that stuff that is percolating up around us and is beautiful and inspires us. But at the same time, we don't want to own or limit that stuff. Instead, when we find it, we want to make it more obvious so that people can see it and the perception of that gate becomes a little wider.
I think we've touched on this question in the past, if I remember so.
Yeah,
but,
way long ago
I know.
with the gate thing.
But it never hurts to, refresh.
No, but also, again, how often do we take a lesson of scripture and try to own it? Like, oh, I learned this thing, now it's mine and not yours.
Yeah.
That's not what scripture is meant for. Now it's ours, all of ours together. Having seen it, let us share it and celebrate it.
Nice. All right. If you have your own question, we have a forum at lightofthespirit.church and a Twitter.
At Dave Deckard,
And an email.
pastor@sov-id.org.
All right. We will see you next week for our next question and video. Whee!